Unscreened Matrix from the CCRU Writings. Once it was said that there are no shadows in cyberspace. Now cyberspace has its own shadow, its dark twin, the crypt. Cybergothic finds a deep past in the near future. In cathalectronic fusion between digital data systems and iron ocean ionic seething, it unearths something older than natural mortality, something it calls unlife, or artificial death. Of a death there can be no lucid recollection, but only suggestion, seepage, hints, and it is by collating, sifting, and shuffling together these desperate clues that a pattern can be induced to emerge, a pattern which ultimately condenses into the looming tangled shapes of subtle but implacable destiny. Sprawling beneath public cyberspace lies the labyrinthian underworld of the data combs, ghost stacks of sedimented virtuality, spiraling down abysmally into paleo-digital soft chatter from the punch card regime, through junk programming, forgotten crypto cultures, fossil codes, and dead systems, regressively decaying to the pseudo-mechanical clicking relics of techno-tomb clockwork. It is deeper still, amongst the chthonic switchings, cross-hatchings, and spectral diagrammatics of unborn abstract machines, that you pick up the main flat line into the crypt. The crypt is a splitting, a distance or departure, and it is vast. Nested into the cascading tick shells, it propagates by contagion, implexing itself through intricate terraces, galleries, ducts, and crawl tubes, as if an extraterrestrial megamodule had impacted into the chalk-out data cliffs, spattering them with scorched punctures and intestinally complicated iridium body parts. As it pulses, squirms, and chitters to the inhumane rhythms of ceaseless K-Goth carnival, it reminds you that Kata Jungle was never reducible to a sonic subgenre, but was always a terrain, a sub-Cartesian region of intensive diagonals cutting through non-geometric space, where time unthreads into warp voyages, splintering the soul. Contemplating these immense vistas, it seems woundingly implausible that they are mere simulation, supported by quantic electron distribution in the telecommercial fabric. Down here it makes more sense the other way, from the outside, or Lemuria. Strip out everything human, significant, subjective, or organic, and you approach raw K-matrix, the limit plane of continuous cessation, or unlife, where cosmic reality constructs itself without presupposition, in advance of any natural order, an exterior to established structures of time. On this plane you are impossible, and because it has no end, you will find, will have ultimately always found, that you cannot be, except as a figment of terminal passage, an illusion of waiting to be changed for a Cthulhuoid continuum of de-stratified hypermatter at zero intensity. That is what a death traffic accesses, and what is announced by the burnt meat smell, freighted with horrible compulsion, that drives up to you from the zombie dens. So you continue your descent into the crypt core, scavenging for an A-death hit. As you pass erratically through exchanges, participations, and partial coalescences with the ghoul packs of the periphery, you change. Swarms and shoals include you, drawing you into collective fluences, tidal motions, and the tropisms of multiplicity. You shed language like dry skin, and your fear becomes peculiarly abstracted, metamorphosizing into the tranquil horror of inevitability. You pass across tiered platforms and along strobe corridors painted in multi-layered shadow, passing swirling dot drifts and plex marks, subchromatic coilings of blue-gray continuous variation, involving you in accumulations and dispersions of subtly shifting semi-intelligent shade pattern. The teeming surfaces tell of things, inextricable from a process of thinking that no longer seems your own, but rather impersonal undertow and audible chattering, click-hiss turmoil of xenomic diagrams and crypt culture traffic signs, which are also Lemurian pandemonium. Order becomes uncertain. It feels later. Is it only now that you meet the zombie maker, swathed in shimmering reptile skin and obscenely eager to trade? Ecumenic cash money will do. You sit in the coma bay and wait. A glimpse of the toxin-flecked fangs of the giant Thanatonic centipede, consecrated to Ixodod, then a sudden pain jolt at the back of the neck, where the spine plunges into the brain. Instantaneous paralysis and crossing over. Even if you thought it was the first time, you remember. The worst thing in the world. Fake eternities of stationary descent into the impossible, cross-cut by disintegrated furies of neuroelectronic death hurt, an anonymous panic of inconceivable intensity swallowed by slow drowning, until you are gone, or stranded in a halo of intolerable feeling, which is the same, and cannot be, so that what is forever caught in the dark Cthulhuid wave is a mere twist or fold of itself, carried unresisting into immensities of real unbeing, and nothing could ever happen except this. So say the K-Goths.